Bonjour et bienvenue à Z French Language Academy. I'm Zainab, your host, and today we are diving into one of the essential building blocks of French language, articles. Understanding articles in French is crucial because they appear in almost every sentence. But don't worry, we'll break down the rules and usage step by step with plenty of examples to make everything clear and easy to understand. Fasten your seatbelts as we embark on this journey together. This might be a lengthy podcast, but I promise you, by the end, you'll be a master of French articles. No need to search anywhere else. This podcast has got you covered. By the time we're done, you'll have everything you need to master French articles. So, let's dive in and make every minute count. Allons-y! In French, articles are small words that appear before nouns. They tell you whether the noun is specific or general, and whether it's masculine, feminine, singular, or plural. There are three main types of articles in French: definite articles, indefinite articles, and partitive articles. Let's start by exploring each type. Definite articles. First up, we have definite articles. These are equivalent of the in English. They're used to refer to something specific, something both the speaker and the listener are familiar with. The definite articles in French are le, la, l'apostrophe, and les. Le is used for masculine singular nouns. For example, le livre, the book. La is used for feminine singular nouns. For example, la table. L'apostrophe is used for nouns starting with a vowel or a silent H regardless of the gender. Example, l'école, the school, l'histoire, the story. Finally, les is used for all plural nouns, masculine and feminine. For example, les enfants, the children. You might use these articles when talking about something specific like le chien est dans le jardin. The dog is in the garden. Les livres sont sur la table. The books are on the table. Notice how the articles changes depending on whether the noun is masculine, feminine, singular, or plural. Next, we have indefinite articles. These are the equivalent of a, an, or some in English. They are used to refer to something non-specific or when mentioning something for the first time. The indefinite articles in French are un, une, and des. Un is used for masculine singular nouns. For example, un chat, a cat. Une is used for feminine singular nouns. For example, une pomme, an apple. And des is used for plural nouns, both masculine and feminine. For example, des amis, some friends. Here's how you might use them. Un garçon joue dans le parc. A boy is playing in the park. Une voiture passe dans la rue. A car is passing in the street. Des fleurs sont dans le vase. Some flowers are in the vase. Notice that des is used for plural nouns regardless of their gender. Now let's talk about partitive articles. These are used to refer to an unspecified quantity of something, often things that can't be counted, like food, drink, or abstract concepts. In English, we might say some or any, but in French, partitive articles are used. The partitive articles in French are du, de la, do with L apostrophe, and des. Du is used for masculine singular nouns. For example, du pain, some bread. De la is used for feminine singular nouns. For example, de la viande, some meat. Do with L apostrophe is used for nouns starting with a vowel or a silent H. For example, de l'eau, some water. Finally, des is also used as a partitive article for plural nouns. For example, des légumes, some vegetables. Here's how they work in sentences. Je veux du fromage. I want some cheese. Elle boit de l'eau. She is drinking some water. Il mange des fruits. He is eating some fruits. These articles are particularly important when you want to talk about a portion of something rather than the whole. Now here's a little twist. When you negate a sentence in French, the indefinite and partitive articles change to do or d apostrophe. For example, let's take this affirmative sentence, j'ai un livre, means I have a book. In negative sentence, it becomes je n'ai pas de livre. I don't have a book. Notice how un becomes do in negative form. Let's try a few more examples. Il y a du lait. There's some milk. Now this in negative form becomes il n'y a pas de lait. There isn't any milk. Elle mange des pommes. She's eating some apples. In negative, it will become elle ne mange pas de pommes. She isn't eating any apples. This rule applies to both indefinite and partitive articles in negative sentences. Like every language, French has its exceptions and special cases. Let's cover a couple. Expressions of quantity. When using expressions of quantity like beaucoup d'eau, peu d'eau, un kilo d'eau, the article that follows is always d'eau or d apostrophe. For example, beaucoup de pain, a lot of bread. Peu de temps, a little time. Sometimes definite articles are used with abstract nouns even if they are not specific. For example, j'aime la musique. I love music. Here, la musique refers to music in general. Some fixed expressions always use certain articles regardless of the usual rule. For example, à l'école, at school. En voiture, by car. Let's put what we have learned into practice with some examples. I'll give you a sentence in English and you can try to translate it into French using the correct articles. Let's get started. The book is on the table. A cat is in the garden. She wants some water. There are some flowers in the vase. I don't have any bread. Let's try a few more. The children are playing in the park. A girl is reading a book. And finally, we need some milk. Take your time and answer these questions. All right, let's check out the answers. The first one, the book is on the table. Le livre est sur la table. A cat is in the garden. Un chat est dans le jardin. She wants some water. Elle veut de l'eau. There are some flowers in the vase. Il y a des fleurs dans le vase. I don't have any bread. Je n'ai pas de pain. The children are playing in the park. Les enfants jouent dans le parc. A girl is reading a book. Une fille lit un livre. Finally, we need some milk. Nous avons besoin de lait. So, how many did you get right? Remember, practice makes perfect. Now it's time for a challenge. Over the next week, try to use French articles in your daily conversations or writings. Start by labeling objects around your home with lo, la, un, une, du, de la, des, etc. Then make simple sentences using these articles. The more you practice, the more natural it will feel. That's it for today's episode of French articles. I hope you found this deep dive into French articles helpful. Understanding and using articles correctly is a big step towards fluency, so keep practicing. Join us next week for more fun and practical French lessons. Merci beaucoup et à bientôt! And if you like this video, please like, share and subscribe to my channel. À bientôt!